Welcome back to Melody Guitar Book 2. This book focuses on learning to read and play melodies in standard music notation. You can watch all these videos for free, but it's going to be a lot easier to learn if you have your own copy of Melody Guitar 2 that you can read from and write in. Plus, you'll be supporting a fellow musician, so I'll leave a link for Melody Guitar 2 in the description. We're on pages 11 and 12. We have a new note. This is the 4th string D at the bottom of the music staff. At the bottom of page 11, we have a new note. This is the D at the bottom of the music staff, and you play it 4th string open. To the right of that D, you can see the notes we've learned so far. On the 4th string, we have D, E, F, open, 2, 3. On the 3rd string, we have G and A, that's open, and 2. On the 2nd string, we have B, C, D, that's open, 1, 3. And on the 1st string, we have E, F, G, that's open, 1, and 3. And for now, make sure you're playing 1st finger on 1st fret, 2nd finger on 2nd fret, 3rd finger on 3rd fret. We don't have any 4th fret notes yet, but if you did, you'd do that with your 4th finger. Number 26 at the bottom of page 11 is a new speed booster. It's going to take the place of the old speed booster. And this is simply playing from D up to G. And we play G down. Our second line is all 8th notes. So that's going to be 1 and 2 and. So a couple things about that second line. First of all, when you get up to those G's at the top, just to make it fit in the 4/4 time, I wrote 3 G's, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, and then at the end we play F, E, D, 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 just 3 D's in a row. Now that second line, what I'd like you to do is practice alternate picking. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Down, up, down, up. Down, up, down. Now that may be very tricky at the beginning because we were just introduced to 8th notes. So even though this is technically a speed booster where you want to develop some speed, what you're going to have to do at the start, unless you're just a natural at the down and up picking, is play very slowly and actually just say to yourself, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And do the same thing on the way down. A lot of times when you just speak the down, up, your hand will follow. That first line, though, you can probably play that pretty quickly right away. What you want to do is first play it slowly and steadily, play to a metronome so you can keep a steady beat. Once you can play it accurately at a slower tempo, gradually increase the tempo. At the top of page 12, in that little box there, I outline what your warm-up should look like. Now, you should be playing the E minor pentatonic scale, which is the last thing you learned at the end of rhythm of Melody Guitar 1. The chromatic exercise for Melody Guitar 1. And then the speed booster that you just learned. You can get rid of your old speed booster. And if you're just coming into Melody Guitar 2, you haven't seen Melody Guitar 1 yet, I'll leave links where I go further into those exercises. At the bottom of page 12, we have number 27, this Octave Etude, and that's how you pronounce that word, etude. An etude is simply a piece of music that is written to teach a specific technique or develop some skill. In this case, Octave Etude kind of gives you a hint that you're going to be playing some octaves. So I'm just going to play this first, and then I'll go through it again with some tips. And I'm going to set my metronome at quarter equals 90. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. As you can see, this octave etude involves a lot of skipping around from octave to octave. One thing that makes this easier to do, and you may have noticed this in the playthrough, is that I will hold down all the notes that I need to hold down. So at the beginning, even though I'm playing a low D, I'm already holding down my upper D. So then it becomes more of a picking exercise and not too technical of an exercise for your left hand. This is a very, very good one for developing your pick control. So at the beginning we have the D, but holding down the other D already. Then we play octave E's, the lower E, then the upper E. Now I play my lower E, I keep holding that down when I play the upper octave and then just go back down. I don't have to reset that finger. The next measure, beginning of the second line, is a little trickier because we have two notes to hold down. See if you can hold down the F at the same time. If you have trouble getting to both, what you could do is while you're playing that first F, just sneak your first finger down while that third finger is rooted on the lower F. And then measures 3 and 4 of the second line, I prep my upper G and my lower G is open, so we have G, G, G. And then after that, it's just the same patterns, we're just doing different rhythms. Measure 3 and 4, we just have quarter notes, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way through. And then the last two lines, we have 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, or down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, all the way through. Your assignment is to practice the speed booster on page 11 and the octave etude on page 12. Add those to your warm-up for the next 2 or 3 weeks. And when you're playing that speed booster, make sure you're playing with alternate picking, down on the downbeats, up on the upbeats. And as always, work on keeping a steady beat by playing along with the video or practice to a metronome so you can choose your own tempo. And don't forget to order your copy of Melody Guitar Book 2. You can watch all these videos for free, but it's going to be a lot easier to learn if you have your own copy of Melody Guitar 2. So I'll leave a link for that in the description. Since these 2 exercises are going to be part of your warm-up routine for a while, go ahead and move right on to page 13. We've got some melodies that include that 4th string D.